Hello, small groups. This is for the week of May 1st, 2nd, May 2nd. I think it's May 2nd. Sorry, friends. It has been that kind of a day. So, for this week, we are looking at Acts chapter 2, verses 42 through 47. I invite you this week to reread this part of Acts. Remember, this is right after the Pentecost event where the disciples are filled with the Holy Spirit. And now we hear that they are just literally on fire for Jesus. And so they're going around and preaching, and God is adding to their numbers. They're baptizing people, and God is adding to their numbers. And we see that they have kind of this pure form of following Christ, right? They are gathering regularly and constantly with one another. They're in fellowship with one another. They're breaking bread together. They are praying together. They are studying the apostles' teachings, which the Bible wasn't yet fully written, right? The New Testament was still being written as this was going on. And so they are telling each other about Jesus. And God is adding to their numbers each and every day. And so this is what we're trying to do as we are trying to live into our breakthrough prayer, and specifically the part about to feed the body, mind, and spirit. Just a reminder, they're all connected, but I kind of broke it down just for us to kind of better understand where we're looking at is fellowship. So those times when we gather together and are truly a family, though we're not all related by blood, we are related because of being baptized into the faith. And so we are part of God's family. So that fellowship, and just that reminder, on May 23rd, we are going to have that wonderful Pentecost picnic where you bring your own food and you bring your own camping chairs and blankets, and we safely are outside as we eat, but can see each other, and we have outdoor games. So we hope you'll join us. Then the second part is feeding the mind. And so that is that discipleship, the small groups. And we're so blessed to have so many that have gone online or resumed some in person. But what I'm excited about, friends, is a discipleship path. And so if any of you, as I'm saying this, if this is kind of something that appeals to you, please reach out to me because I'd love to have your help as we pick out the best discipleship path for us as a church. So, discipleship path is a way that when we bring in brand new people who do not yet know God very well, and we teach them about God. And it's different levels is not the right word, but I'm going to go with levels because it's what in my mind. So there's kind of different levels. So we have the entry level of, again, someone who I say it's Acts chapter 2, verse 42, and that's a foreign language because how we read and talk about the Bible is different than how I read other books. For example, I have a leadership book right here. I was just in a conference about it. They didn't say turn to Action chapter, verse 6. It was turned to this page or this chapter. And so it's a different way of understanding. And so right now we don't have a great place to send someone who's never read the Bible. So we want to have that place for them. And then for so many of us, we're kind of in that middle level, right? We know some about the Bible and we want to read the Bible more. We just haven't found the time and space. And so there'll be levels for all of us. There'll also be levels for those of us who know the Bible pretty well and want to continue in that faith. And maybe accountability groups will be a perfect place for that. As all of us have things the Holy Spirit is telling us we need to do better. We need to do better. So my goal is to launch these in the fall as we restart our Sunday school and discipleship opportunities for all of us to grow deeper. That's my goal. And I think it's God's goal too. And then the last part is feeding the Spirit, and this is worship. I have learned in this last year that it's so important that we worship at home and that we worship in ways not beyond Sunday. So what are the ways you have found to worship? I shared in the sermon the message that for me, prayer beads are one way. Another way is Christian meditation. Another way is I have these spiritual cards with questions. And so you kind of look at the card and the question. I love labyrinths. And so I just went the other week to the Norfolk Botanical Gardens to walk the labyrinth. And you have something on mind or you're praying and there's something about walking and praying. And you're following a path. And so you don't really have to think too much. I also have a finger labyrinth. It's a piece of beautiful clay that kind of has a path for your finger. And so I've used that as well. So what have you found helpful in this past year? Are you like me and sometimes you need to look up a YouTube song and belt it out because you've missed it and missed singing with others? How have you found to worship God? Again, not just on Sundays, and what a blessing it's been to have so many opportunities on Sundays, but other ways as well. All right, friends, I'm praying for you. Please continue to join us in praying together our breakthrough prayer and have an awesome week. See you all soon, hopefully on Sunday.